Then we get down to the rose ceremony, and you say Rodney, which clearly that's not what you wanted to say. Can you talk about that? And I get it, because there is a lot of pressure. People absolutely love Rodney, and you are in a house. What people don't know is during rose ceremonies, guys and girls get split up, and I'm assuming you have a lot of people in your ear saying how great Rodney is. So yeah, can we just talk about that and what that was like?
Yeah, no, we can. So the rose ceremony and the days, I think the 2 days leading up to it were the absolute worst. I was going through it. I was so distraught, and it got to the point where I was just like, I was telling the girls, I was telling producers, I was like, I can't do this, and I'd rather just, take the L and just leave, because it was killing me. It was killing me. I didn't know, and there was so much pressure, because I was like, either way, at the end of this, I'm gonna hurt somebody, and that is just like to my core. I was just like, I can't do it. I can't do it.
And they're both good guys. It's not like one of them was a piece of shit. They're both good dudes.
And that's just what made it so much harder. And so we get up to the rose ceremony night. I'm like, I feel like I held up the whole ceremony for like an hour, because I was just in the background, like crying. And we get to the rose ceremony, and up until like the very last minute, I was just like, I still don't know what's going to come out of my mouth. And I choose Rodney. I choose him because I feel like in the end, like from the beginning, I was just like, I did want it to be him. In the back of my head, I'm just like, I did want it to be Rodney. I'd spent more time with him. I felt like almost like a sense of loyalty to him. And I was just like, it's not like our relationship was bad. We were having an amazing time. And I think even before then, we still had like a really good conversation. I just like felt like what had happened a couple days before and going on the date with Justin kind of just like set us back. But in the end, ultimately, I still wanted it to be him. So I think that's why I got up there and said his name, because I cared for him still. But of course, there was still like so many people being like, Rodney's the right choice. Rodney's the right choice. He's the right one for you. I'm just like, you guys, okay, like I'm taking all this, I'm trying to process, but also like this is all happening within a span of like a couple hours. Like you don't have time in paradise to really like process your feelings and figure out what you really want, because everything is just happening from 1 second to the next,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So do you think if, let's just say, because you really just didn't have it seems like you just didn't have enough time to make this decision, right? Yeah. Like, and really spend more time with Justin, spend more time with Rodney. Like in the real world, if you were dating these two people, you could really make but like you said, in paradise, things happen quick. Because I just wonder, if you had picked Justin, would the same thing have happened? Would you have maybe went back to Rodney?
Yeah. No,
if it was reversed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a good point. I think that's such a good point. I think that honestly, like, is like a good point of how I was feeling, because I feel like either way I was gonna like go back and forth, because I just feel like I didn't have enough time to figure out what I really wanted. I felt like if it would have been either way, I would have been like, oh my gosh, did I make the wrong decision? Did I make the wrong choice? Did I break my call? I was just like choosing things because of pressure. I had no time to figure out how I was feeling. This was all in a span. I don't think I spent like a full 2 weeks at that beach.